We're going to talk to you about a health journey, whether it's a physical health, mental, emotional, spiritual health, and the journey you're on. I'm going to cover a few things that people don't tell you, things that most people are not prepared for. And I'm going to give you, if you got a physical health journey, whether it's chronic fatigue or you're trying to lose weight or whatever the situation is, maybe you've got cancer, I'm going to give you an idea about a really good person to contact, a type of practitioner to contact, and why that's something that I'm doing. So firstly, I'm going to talk to you about the team. Who's in your team? It's not something we think of. Who's going to give you the love, the support, the guidance as you go through this? You would have, if it's a physical journey, which I'm going to focus on, if it's a physical journey, then you would already have, or in the process of developing, the mainstream medical professional type person, whether here in the UK we call them GPs, but whatever the doctor is, the medical person is that you would be interacting with. And that's where most people stop. That's where most people stop. And what I'm going to share with you is some possibilities so that you can help yourself and help your body to help itself. Now, this is just information. I'm not telling you to do anything. I'm not advising you to do anything. I'm telling you what I'm doing, and it's up to you what you do. What I'd recommend, and I'm not just saying this like a YouTube thing, what I'd recommend is if you press that bell thing for notifications, subscribe, press that bell thing. And the reason I'm saying that is I've got some interviews coming up that may be of help to you or someone you love, someone you care about. So there's from a mental health point of view, I will be interviewing a counsellor and getting that person's viewpoint. I'm also going to interview a shamanic practitioner, shaman, and there'll be a reason I'm doing that as well, because our mental health and our spiritual health massively improve how our physical health. So let me just jump back and focus on the physical health. So if you're going through something physical or something to do with the body. Now with me, to start with, before I found out I had cancer, I had fatigue. I was just like falling asleep. I couldn't drive that far. I was sleeping more afternoons and I just had no energy. And so I did what most blokes would do. I ignored that. I just thought, I need proper sleep. I need to go to bed earlier, or I need to change my diet, or I ignored it. I put my hand up. I was thinking, this is, I just wasn't bothered. I was bothered, but it didn't create an urgency for me because of something I've just been going through in my life anyway. But your physical journey, I would recommend that you find something as person, a therapist called a naturopath. Out of all the people I've recommended over the years, I opened my first holistic centre, I think it was either 2000 or 2001, so 20 odd years ago. And I've experienced, interacted with a lot of people during that time that offer different types of healing modalities. And without exception, at some point, I've recommended to my clients, the people I'm helping, that they go and see a naturopath. And is that because I'm rubbish or it's something that I do? No, not at all. You see, I care about the individual. If I'm helping someone, I'm not doing this at the moment, I'm not working at the moment, but when I was working, I cared about the individual as an individual. And if I felt this could help them, then I would recommend. And there was someone close to me in South Wales that I knew, I know, I respect, and in fact, I'm seeing them today. Don't mean today, I mean like at this moment in time. Hopefully you know what I mean. Anyway, so what is a naturopath? A naturopath would look at the whole of you. What's working, what's not working. They would be interested in symptoms, but they focus on the cause. So they would look at the symptoms. You've got this going on, brain fog is an example, or you've got cancer, or you're in pain, or they would look at the symptoms, but they would also look at you holistically. They'd want to know about your medical history. They would want to know about your physicality, about your diet, about your lifestyle. And it's not I have an appointment, take these pills and you're fixed. It's not like that. It's a gradual process. And the reason it's a gradual process is you didn't wake up one morning and all of a sudden you're like this. It took a while in your life to get to that point where you was looking for help. So a naturopath looks after you holistically, looks after the whole of you, and is interested in the cause and would want to bring you back to a place of balance, equilibrium. What's the next thing? The next thing is, how do you find one? How do you find somebody that's any good? Well, luckily in the UK, we have a professional organisation called the FHT, Federation of Holistic Therapists. And what I'm going to do in the comments, I'm going to put a link to these people. And then, so you just go onto their website, you type in naturopath, a list would come up, you put in your postcode, and a map will pop up and show you who's qualified. The reason I'm saying go to someone like the FHD in the UK, I'm sure in the States and wherever you are in the world, there's going to be a similar type of professional organisation, somewhere that people have to be suitably qualified, insured, and carry on with continual professional development, CPD. So you'll find somebody that's not only qualified, but experienced and insured and know what they're doing. So there we are. So you've thought about it, you've found someone, you can read more about it. I mean, like, stick it into YouTube or whatever search engine you use, and what is a naturopath, and different stuff would come up. Maybe along the lines of what I've told you, a lot more details, no doubt. The next thing, what happens during the session? What can you expect to happen in that first session? It's going to last about an hour. And during that time, there'll be a couple of forms to fill in. What's your life like? What's your lifestyle like? What symptoms you have? What illnesses? Bit of your medical history. And so different practitioners would have different levels of what they would want to look at a test of your body. So they would analyze your body. Analyze is probably better, wouldn't it? They would analyze your body, and from that they would be able to determine what foods suit you, what foods you should avoid. And I was really surprised at this. And so what foods suit you, what foods you should avoid, and more importantly, they're gonna let you know what measurements are low in your body, whether it's thyroid, metabolism, whatever it is, and then they're going to recommend some supplements to help raise that. Now, I'm seeing a naturopath. In addition to that, I'm also being monitored by a consultant that deals with the type of surgery that I'm going to need, maybe sooner or later. And so I'm following the NHS protocol, but in addition to that, I'm trying to stack the deck in my favour. I'm trying to get myself into the fittest possible place I can, the healthiest place I can. So I want to boost my immune system so that the cancer doesn't spread, it doesn't grow, and in fact it's very stable, and I don't even know if it's shrunk or not, but they keep postponing my appointments because my operation, to allow me to lose more weight, to allow me to get fitter. But at any time that that changes, so the cancer grows or starts spreading, they'll operate immediately. And I'm happy with this because I know the things that I'm doing is arresting the growth of that, in my opinion. That's what I feel. I'm not telling you that's going to be the case for you, because I want to make sure I'm not telling you anything that's not right. Stick with the medical professional. I've got to tell you that, so I'm telling you. Now, I'm It's called complementary therapy because that complements the rest of the stuff, the mainstream healthcare stuff. It'll also, a naturopath through this process can also help if you're going through chemotherapy with the side effects of that. So find a naturopath. That's a really good member of your team. So that's what you'd expect in a session. What you'd expect afterwards is for things to start gradually changing. So some of the things that I was surprised at is the mental clarity. I started getting mental clarity, the brain fog was lifting, and I stopped being, so I still nap in the afternoons, but then I have a fair amount going on. But I can drive and not have to think I need to pull over for 20 minutes. So there's lots of benefits that are not yet apparent. So I hope that you find yourself a naturopath. Search it, have a look. Go to DuckDuckGo or YouTube or whatever you want to do. Type in naturopath and lots of stuff and information will come up. Find someone local to you that's qualified professional and insured and know what they're doing. Many years experience, and hopefully that's going to help you. Now the team, so that's just one member of the team. You've also got, so in your team, so if you're ill, in your team should be, in my opinion, the main medical people, whatever that is, whatever that means for you. You should also have someone that's going to help you to help yourself. And it could possibly be someone to talk to. Do you need a counsellor? There's a lot of charities that supply counsellors, or if you've got something, so if you've got cancer in the UK, it might be worth reaching out to one of the cancer charities just to see what they've got. Or if you go and speak to your GP and ask them for some help, they can possibly forward you on. Every practice is different, so I'm in a part of NHS Wales. It might be different to NHS England and Scotland. I don't know. I just know what happens where I am, and I'm recommending that you find a professional listener, someone to talk to, someone that's not emotionally involved with you, so someone that's not your parents, siblings, children, that sort of thing. Someone where you can talk to about what you wouldn't talk to with somebody else, about your fears and so on. And it'll give you, hopefully it'll give you peace of mind. So like I said, I've got some interviews coming up. One of them is with a counsellor. So again, I'm going to say it again. Subscribe. Make sure you press that bell because you get notified then when it comes up. And it might be of interest to you, or it could help someone else that you know. So your team, as well as these people, so let's just set all that to one side. Who else is in your team? It would be the people around you that loves you, that cares about you, whether it's your wife, your partner, your children, if they're old enough to communicate with, and best friends or whatever. And hopefully you've got some of those people around you. What a lot of people are not prepared for is your team's going to change. So when some of your friends find out you're ill, they're not going to be able to deal with it. Some people can't. They can't deal with somebody changing, and they don't know what to say, which is a shame, really. So they kind of ghost you. So I'm trying to prepare you for that. Some people may ghost you because it's not that they don't like you anymore. It's just that they feel embarrassed because they don't know how to deal with an awkward situation in their mind, a conversation. And so that's it. Who's in your team? Your teams are really important. So I recommend that you find a alternative or complementary therapist, and a naturopath is a good place to go. There's lots of other people, but there's a reason I'm recommending a naturopath, because they would work in conjunction to whatever mainstream medication you're on or whatever you're going on, and they're qualified enough to know what's going on, and by all means share that with your GP if that's what you want to do. So I hope this has been some help. Take it easy. Much love to you, and I'll see you again soon. Ta-ra.